We're igniting up. It's on the right channel. Come join the crew. Rev it up, share the love, making dreams come true. Auto news, auto convo. We're taking it far. Like news, like convo. No limit to who we are.
Hi guys, so once again welcome to the Ryde channel, and once again you are welcome to the Ryde channel. I seem to be repeating myself. There are so many things we had to do this afternoon. We've not been going live for a while, so yes, once again I have all these gadgets here that I'm trying to keep my eye on, and I have some great guys in the studio as always. And yes, if just comment. We are on TikTok, we are on YouTube. If you have any issues with the sound, with the picture quality, just send a comment, and I will attempt to fix it. It's a one-man show over here. What is great? Yes, so if you are joining us on TikTok, you are joining us on YouTube, yes, we're going to have a nice conversation. Yes, I have in the studio two gentlemen who are not new to the Ryde channel set. I've had the privilege of having them on the Ryde channel set, and they are people that I admire really, because they've been doing things that I just dream about, but I just don't get around to doing them. So it's going to be a great conversation. Yes, I have in the studio Mr. Daniel Ashifi and Echo Dawson. Mr. Daniel Ashifi and Echo Dawson are in the studio. So they're going to tell us about the Quintuple quest. The Quintuple quest. Yes, around in 7. Daniel, this is not the first time we are talking about around in 7. Yes, we've had the opportunity to talk about around in 7 on the Ryde channel before, and yes. As I call me, I call him serial adventurer and photographer. I know this man from way. First, I did hear his name. I know they see him. Eventually, we got to meet. We got him on the Ryde channel. We had a great conversation, and those of you who have been following, okay, if you didn't watch that conversation live and you didn't go back for a replay, I beg you, go back, look at all the live shows we've done, and you see a call, and you hear his story. Very great guy. You see I'm small like that, be small guy, you be big boy. yes. So once again, you are welcome. My name is Eddie Poku, and this is Ryde Talk Live. On the Ryde channel, we talk about cars and motorcycles and everything that is in between these things, And yes, we have a website, www.rydechannel.com. Now, when it comes to Ryde Talk, it's very interactive discussions. Okay, so you can go, you can join us via our WhatsApp line. Okay, and I'm going to put it up on the screen now. All right. Yes, just pardon me. I'll be a bit slow because I have so many things that I'm trying to manipulate around on the screen. Yes. So that's our WhatsApp line, 020 468-4798. You can call into the show and ask Daniel and Echo questions. You can ask me, I can put it to them. You can send text via WhatsApp, okay, and we can take that. You can also call live into the show and you hear yourself, yes, and they will answer your questions. It's wonderful what technology can allow us to do. Yes. Let me open your microphone. Yes, okay, guys, gentlemen, you're once again welcome to the Ryde channel. Now today we are talking about the Quintuple quest, okay, but before we go into the Quintuple quest, I'm sure there are people who are watching who are not familiar with around in 7. So just quickly brush over what around in 7 is all about. First, introduce yourself quickly. Dan, tell your muscles. I'm trying
to be strong.
You're trying to be strong. We thank God. It's good. Charlie. Yeah.
So then around the 7, now AIS.
Good.
Because we've moved away from doing around in 7. Now we are doing beyond around in 7. So now AIS doesn't stand for around in 7 anymore. is just a name.
Yeah.
AIS, just like the way Unique Trust Bank became UT Bank.
Yeah.
Just like the way Ghana Commercial Bank became GCB Bank.
Yeah.
So AIS is now just a name. It doesn't stand for anything again.
Okay.
It's largely a tour around countries where motorcyclists, in their madness, jump on their motorcycles and say they are going to do a tour. The most recent one being the Ryde to Senegal. The last 4 years, we've done tours around Ghana, where we've gone around Ghana. That's what gave birth to the name Around in 7, where we go around Ghana in 7 days.
Okay.
Now, we are looking to go beyond Ghana. Actually, we've gone beyond Ghana once. I don't think that we are coming to do anything within Ghana again.
Okay.
Now, it's journey onwards.
Yeah.
Onwards. Yes.
I mean, the journey inside Ghana, they believe I'm wow. Because, I believe that Ghana,
we haven't stopped it entirely.
Good.
We haven't stopped it entirely.
Yes.
Home is home.
Yeah.
Right in the corner where you are. And so, if we have to do anything new again in our quest, we'll still begin from Ghana.
Probably,
again.
normally you do AIS trips in January, right?
Yes.
So probably maybe mid-year,
Yes.
we should be looking at around,
A whole lot.
Because I think that there is a lot of untapped, tourist sites and scene, and Ghanaians, and I don't get it. You get what I'm saying? There's so much that you there's so much that we can see in our own country, but we are always thinking about going to Abroche. This time we'll be in Dubai, not Dubai, in South Africa, in Kenya. Absolutely. But it can't say even Accra Falls, which is like an hour's drive outside Accra.
Beautiful fall. It's a beautiful fall.
Beautiful.
Look, the first time I visited a waterfall was the Willy waterfall.
Yes,
the distance from where we parked our motorcycles to where the fall was.
Yeah, that's like 45 minutes walk.
It was about an hour. And remember, Jean, we were wearing riding boots and doing that walk. But as soon as we got to the fall, look, you forget about all your
troubles,
all the pain
you have left Accra and its Wahala behind.
It's so refreshing.
Yeah,
so refreshing. And so, there's more untapped stuff in Ghana, and so we'll still look at doing Ghana.
Okay.
Maybe do it twice a year. Maybe do one, focus solely on Ghana, and then do another outside. That's what
I believe. Awesome. Yes, that's a great intro to the conversation. AIS, no more Around in 7. Now it's AIS International. Okay,
more like that.
International.
Yeah, international.
Yeah, it be so. Echo. Yes, Echo, you have been doing a lot of solo and doing all manner of things. Ghana, tell us.
I'm here to visit the cleanest town.
The cleanest town,
which is Asin Kushia.
Asin Kushia. Yeah. That's Asin is in the central region.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Asin Kushia. When you're ready to go, let me know. Probably I'll figure it out.
Interesting. On AIS too, we got a revelation. Asin, how the name Asin came about.
Okay.
Asin means we are passing. Yes, and used to be a slave.
Asin.
So they were passing.
Okay.
Asin. It's a fancy word. Yeah. So, interesting revelation.
Asin.
So it was a place where people traveled through to go and then leave the shores of Ghana. The slaves. I mean. Yeah.
Awesome. Good too. Yeah. So we've already talked about traveling around in Ghana. We've covered the topic extensively on the Ryde channel. Yeah. And you've given us a good intro to it. Yeah. Now, the Quintuple quest.
Absolutely.
What is the Quintuple quest?
Yes. Pardon me for using a jaw-breaking word, but I didn't get any other word than to use the quintuple, and so I'm sure a lot of people have had issues mentioning the quintuple.
Okay.
Quintuple simply stands for 5, anything in 5-fold, and AIS fortunately turned 5 this year. And so, to celebrate our 5th anniversary, we wanted to also do 5 countries. And so that led us to the Quintuple quest.
Okay.
A quest is something that is difficult to achieve, but also very fulfilling when you achieve it. And so, we knew the Ryde to Senegal was going to be very difficult. It wasn't going to be easy at all. But so long as we've named it a quest, we must quest it. Quintuple, because Senegal will be the 5th country, going through Liberia, Ivory Coast, first Ivory Coast, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Guinea, and then Senegal. And so your Quintuple quest was purely because of the fact that I wanted to do 5 countries, and then we also knew that it wasn't going to be easy at all.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Awesome. So conversation. Yes. 5 countries from Ghana to Senegal. We're going to go deeper into the places that you visited. Yeah. So lead up to the trip. What are some of the things you had to do? Yes.
I think most importantly was security. You know, our continent is not so permit me to use the word peaceful because of, you know, infightings here and there. And so we had to make sure in terms of security everything was fine. So we began by writing to the various embassies to tell us about the security situations in the various countries. Some told us not to, some advised us to, but be careful. And then some said you are free to go. And so we wrote to all the embassies to tell us about the security concerns and the security situations in their various countries. I enumerated the countries that I wanted to go through. I wanted to initially go through the north and then come through the south. But thankfully, when we wrote to the embassy, some of them wrote back and said, I can't guarantee you of safety in this country. And so if you can, change it. And it's always good to listen to good counsel.
Exactly.
And so the initial plan, which was supposed to be Burkina Faso, Mali, that way, was changed to now Ivory Coast, you know, went through the south. So first and foremost, security, to make sure we are not going to go into danger. Already, it's a dangerous thing we are going to do. We won't full-heartedly go into much more danger by, you know, getting to...
Which means that by going through the south, you lost some sights and sounds in Ghana. Yes, because you had only 2 regions to cross, you know, to get into Abidjan.
Central and West.
Awesome. Yes.
We really look forward to going through
the north.
But I mean, like I said, it's always good to listen to good counsel.
I mean, what you are saying is spot on. I mean, today, listening to Sky, there's a British couple who have been detained in Iran.
Yes.
You know, and it's interesting because I think either the gentleman or the lady, one of them, the dad is half Iranian. You know, half Iranian British, but they've been detained, and it's big. And just before they entered Iran, they actually offered a disclaimer that they know the dangers associated with it, but they want to go. I mean, for me, I don't agree with them because you see, this world, you don't exist on your own.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You have to listen to good counsel.
Yes.
I say it all the time.
Yes. You because now your parents, your friends, and loved one, the whole country,
you have put them into
even the whole world. Because I'm in Ghana. I don't know them from Adam, but I'm worried.
You're worried.
You know. Yes. Echo. Quintuple quest. Can you tell us a little bit about your quintuple quest experience? Hey, where the major icon? QQ. Mechanic QQ.
I think I like QQ.
Yeah.
So for me, coming on board to the QQ. Right now, I was supposed to document the whole journey from the beginning to the end, whatever the riders are going through, whatever the support people are going through, the hurdles, the challenges, the fun parts.
So if you were there, they call the people they fall down, the people they fall for the water inside. You they cause. In fact, I think that this is the AIS trip that you guys. I mean, you guys do well by taking us along, but this particular one, you did very, very well right up from the beginning. I mean, normally I'll catch up with Dan when you guys are preparing to go, but this trip I couldn't do a lot of that, you know. But still, I was updated. I knew exactly what was happening every time now and then. Your visits to different organizations and things, you know, before you left. During the trip, you gave us a very so I would say good job to the whole AIS team and also to you, Echo. Yes. Yeah.
So my main purpose of coming on this trip was to do that, you know. But at some point, I had to double as a spare rider.
Okay.
Because you know, when the need arises, you need to fill in those gaps.
Yeah.
So that is what I did on this trip, and it was amazing, and I'm glad I was able to come through for
the team.
For the team, yeah.
Also, good. I mean, you've told us about how the preparation and everything. I mean, let's look at the stories. Because when it comes to trips, it's all about the stories.
Before I even go on, let me heap a lot of praise on Eko. I didn't take Eko as a rider, but he did marvelous. And Nipaya Dia
Osayeyi.
So when you na ya
men say ni din.
You want me to take it again?
Papa we watch it.
Nipaya Dia
Osayeyi.
So when you na ya
men say ni din.
Eko did marvelously well.
Awesome.
At the point, he was riding on a flat high for over 1,000 kilometers a day.
Wow.
If you know what that is.
I know.
If you know what that is. Many times we had to stop for alone to stretch and then massage him before we continue.
There's a picture that you guys posted.
Yeah.
That sums Eko's experience up.
Yeah.
You know, that picture of him sitting down.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And you can see that the man is beaten.
Should I tell you another one? Me tonko Tansamina.
You see,
That was somewhere in Guinea.
Yeah.
We had stopped to, attempt to fix the tie.
We'll talk about Guinea proper very soon.
you know the funny thing, your eyes will be on, but your brain will go off.
Oh, go off. I know.
That is when you don't know whether you are sleeping or you are dozing.
Yeah. Yes, Charlie. So let's look at the team.
Yep.
Yeah. I know you had a very eclectic team, different personalities. Yes. Tell us about the team, Dan.
As always, selecting the people for the ride was going to be a challenge because I want to go with a team that makes the journey easier for us.
Yeah.
Remember, it's a very tough thing we're going to do. Imagine having to deal with personalities and people who were not going to make it easy for you. It makes the job even more difficult.
Yeah.
And so I'm careful about who goes on the trip and people who are going to make it easy for us. Like I said, the borders were going to stress us. The ride in itself was going to stress us. And so the people on the ride should make it easy, very easy for us. Thankfully, we selected 8 solid riders, 7 gentlemen, and then 1 lady. Unfortunately, 1 rider had to leave on emergency when we got to the Liberian border, and so largely we were 7.
Okay.
So from the Liberian border into Liberia Monrovia, it was 7 riders in all.
Okay.
6 gentlemen and then 1 lady.
Okay.
If I remember right, we had myself, we had Ahmed Wadrago, who has done it 5 times like myself. We had Charles Mensah, his first time. Rosina Kwaukume, his 3rd time.
His 3rd time.
Yes, Chris Ulick, his first time. Chris is the gentleman who flew in from America.
Yes, we'll talk about him as well.
Joseph Ampedu, 2 spare tires, his 3rd time. Who am I missing? Kwesi Nkansa Donko.
Yeah.
His first time. I think that's it. Am I leaving someone out? Yeah. And so those were the riders that embarked on the Quintuple quest.
So all these people that you've talked about, these are people who come from all different kinds of, backgrounds, different walks of life, if I may use that, cliche. They do different things, but they planned and they took time off their busy schedules and
So very, very deliberately and very calculatedly, the date for Around 7 has not changed since inception.
And that's a very difficult thing to do.
And I left it at that because I want people to be able to plan with it. So that you know that if you're going to go on AIS between January 10th and January 24th, you must, prepare.
You must prepare.
Prepare. Yes. So I don't want to be altering the date so that somebody prepares for the day and then you come and change the date. It's difficult for planning. And so I've kept the date the same, especially the starting date.
Okay.
Depending on where we are going, the end date might change, but that will still give you an idea of when we are ending our trip, and so you can plan accordingly.
So the original AIS was 7 days.
Yes.
So with the current dispensation of AIS. How many days did you do?
The last one we did was 17 days. We planned for 15 days, but we ended up doing 17
days.
17 days, yeah.
Okay, all right. Now let's go through the countries. Before that, can you tell us a little bit about this gentleman who joined you from the States?
Chris Yulik, a Google engineer who is on retirement, 63-year-old American.
63?
63,
awesome.
Yes. 63-year-old American who... So I received a message on
Instagram.
On Instagram, I think, yeah. Is it? Yeah, Instagram. And he says, it was a lady's account. And then I responded. He says, my husband wants to talk to you. Can you please drop your phone number? So, I mean, I dropped my phone number. And then someone calls me with an American number. Of course, I saw the code. He says, he's head of AIS. He wants to join the next one. He wants to really go around Ghana if we are going to. And I said, well, unfortunately, we are not going to go around Ghana this time. We are going to go to Senegal. I mean, I thought that was going to,
stop
him.
It there.
No, that was actually going to strengthen him. And says, wow, then he gets to do 6 countries in one.
Yeah.
Initially, he was going to do just 1 country.
Hard guy.
So this is 6 countries in one. So why not? And then conversation moved from one to another. And then he sends money to purchase him a motorcycle. Another thing I thought was going to be a stumbling block. The next thing, he sends money for his fees for AIS. The next thing, he's on a flight to Ghana. The next thing, he's riding a motorcycle on AIS. I mean,
hard guy.
Very, very hard guy. I realize that people are looking for things to do. If you give them something worth their while, they will jump on it.
Awesome.
Yes,
Awesome. Yeah. I think that is very insightful.
And very funny story. He hired a Ghanaian. His name is Leonard. He hired a Ghanaian to help him do some work at home. And whilst they were talking, I think motorcycle conversation came up. And then the guy, even though I don't know him, told him so much about AIS and mentioned my name to him. There's this group in Ghana. They do this. If you want to do it, talk to him. And then that led to him coming to Ghana.
Awesome.
And so to Leonard, he's my superstar. I don't know him. He only knows me in cyberspace.
Yeah.
And
now he knows you. For 17 days he was with you.
Not Chris, the one who referred.
The Leonard. Yes.
So,
why you be big man? You be big man.
I was quite shocked.
Iwata self, they recognize you.
That place, I won't go there.
Iwata.
So that was Chris. An American who loves adventure, reaches out to us, wanted to do Ghana with us. He ended up doing more than Ghana with us. He ended up doing 6 countries in one. So when initial plan, I mentioned that we're going to do Mali, Burkina, that route, and he secured his visas for those countries. Only for me to now come and change it last minute. So when the embassies wrote back to me and said that they don't think that it's advisable, he was the first person on my mind because I knew what he had gone through to secure the visas. To now go back and tell him that, look, you have to go back and get other visas. But as soon as I phone him, he says, why not? Yes, this is good counsel. Let's not gamble with our lives. We only have one life. I mean, our life is more expensive than anything. Let me quickly, reapply for the other countries' visas. He did that and he was with us.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yes, Chris. I mean, you interviewed him on your, I think your Instagram.
Yes, I did.
And he was talking about the countries he's visited already. So I did one emoji.
Yeah.
Eko subani bi. Or tuni moto pe no offer or tuni car pe no offer. I'm really looking forward to getting the time to the time of my life where I can have an opportunity to do that.
I think that's a dream. That's a dream for all of us. To blow your mind, he has a motorcycle, I think, in Italy. He has a motorcycle in Mexico. He has a motorcycle now in Ghana. So imagine if
he wants to go, he can just go.
Sit on a plane.
In fact, if he wants to go to South Africa tomorrow, he just flies into Ghana. Make sure he gets his visas and just,
I think that's a dream.
I really want to go to SA, honestly. I like SA a lot. I have good friends.
It's on our radar.
I have good friends in SA. I've built some very, very strong motorcycle networks in
Thank you.
SA as well.
Yeah, we'll need that.
And that crew will really love it if and I have
it's on my radar.
And I have this other friend in Kenya. At the moment, he's also riding around Africa for charity.
Right.
Yes, he's also riding around.
A lot of people are doing a lot of marvelous stuff using motorcycles.
Yeah.
And these things, it warms my heart. It eventually dilutes the erroneous misconception that people have about motorcyclists. So when I hear people do that, it really warms my heart. Yeah, it's a very good thing.
Okay.
Many people are doing marvelous stuff on motorcycle.
Let's get into the stories.
Kuyaka.
Echo, I know when I give the platform to Dan, start it. Echo, tell us about your experiences on their stories. I mean, you see, when it comes to adventure, when it comes to traveling, okay, it opens your eyes to stuff and it gives you stuff to talk about. And you always have nice, interesting stories to share, lessons to learn, lessons to pass on. That makes you a better human being. Yes. And in this world, I believe that you don't have to, live your life day by day being the same person. You should be able to deposit pieces of yourself in people as you go along. Absolutely. But if you are empty, what do you have to pour?
Absolutely.
You
can't
get
pour
it.
from an empty container.
Imagine I've just come to sit here and I don't have anything to share. You get what I'm saying? So, Echo, just tell us about your experience, some of the stories, Yes, the last time you were here, you had some marvelous things to tell us. I know you have some new ones to share, so go ahead.
So for me, let's start with this. The first day, right? So I was a bit late. I apologize for that.
And Echo is always late.
No, but today he got here early.
Yes, he has to redeem himself.
Good.
So for me, right, what AIS gave to me is how you are able to be in the midst of people. Who you really are when you are amongst people. Okay. Because you are spending like 17 days with people that you don't know. And you just have 17 days to be with them. And whatever they think of you within that 17 days is what they carry along. So you have a lot of work to do. You have a lot of accommodating to do. So for me, with this AIS, I was able to understand a lot of the characters of people, the temperament of people, the understanding of people, anger flying here and there, and at the same time, people having fun. Like people will have misunderstanding. The next moment they are eating together, they are having fun. So these are all ups and downs and good things that come with the trip. So for me it was a good experience because a lot of times I'm the one behind the camera. So I get to see a lot of things that people don't see. But this time I was behind the camera and in front of the camera as well. At the same time. So awesome. I got to see and then experience what the people are going through, what everyone is going through as well. So doing certain things wasn't new for me in the sense that I was ready for the uncomfortability that came with the trip. Okay. Because I've done trips that have been uncomfortable. So for me, it was just like a repetition of certain experiences, and then certain more also like a character development for me.
What was that one thing that happened? But before that, hold your thought, guys. You are tuning into the Ryde channel. The Ryde channel is all about cars and motorcycles, and today I have some awesome gentlemen talking about their quintuple quest, a ride from Ghana to Senegal and back. Okay, 17 days, awesome adventures, and they are sharing their experience with us. So if you just joined, that is what we are about. The Ryde channel, we are on all platforms. Today we are on TikTok, we are on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook and also on the World Wide Web, www.www.ridechannel.com. The Ryde is RYDE, ridechannel.com. Okay, and I have some awesome gentlemen. We are talking about their quintuple quest. If you just joined us, don't worry, just stick to the very end. They're going to announce their socials as well so that you can give them a follow. Okay, so Echo, yes, tell us your experience that blew your mind on this particular trip? You've given us a general, look. Now give us a detail. Just pick one story and tell us something that happened on the trip.
Yeah. So for me, the night that the car broke down.
Okay.
That
is your support truck.
Yeah, the support vehicle. The first day that the car broke down. So when the car chilling, having fun, listening to music, then all of a sudden, the engine went low. It kept going low. It wasn't able to climb the hill, and then within the next moment, we are pushing the car.
Wow.
And we were in the middle of, I think we were 2 or 3 hours away from the city. So we had to find a way. First, no service, and then
no cell service.
Yeah, and then there was no electricity. Our power was dying, and when we couldn't turn the ignition of the car on, because the battery had also given an issue. So, and also we had the ladies in the car who, like, we had to also feel like we had to protect them.
Yeah.
So that moment was a bit scary for me, in the sense that it was nowhere, bush all around, getting dark, and then I started conditioning my mind that, okay, if we are to sleep here, how will we sleep here? I brought a camping pillow, and it's in the other car. So how are we going to sleep here? Our things are not here. So we are 5 in the car, 2 ladies, and then 3 guys. So how are we going to share? Then I started programming myself that, okay, worst case scenario, sleeping is the option, But I didn't get to that part. We were able to salvage the situation.
Awesome.
And then what was more dangerous for me was the car towing. We had to stop a big truck for him to tow us with no brakes working.
The truck or your car?
Our car.
Okay, because the engine wasn't running.
So
there's no servo power.
Yeah. So we couldn't use brakes. And then at some point, so we all fell sleepy, right? And
was it in the evening?
Yeah, it was in the evening. We all fell sleepy.
Wow.
So I told Cash, he was the one driving.
Yeah.
I'm feeling sleepy, and he said, "If you sleep, I'll sleep." The driver told me that if I sleep, he will sleep. I said, "Hey," and I was like, "Whoa, this is the real thing."
Yeah,
If
it
the
is
driver
the
is
real
telling
thing.
you that if you sleep, I'll sleep.
And now grow.
Yeah. So as I was telling you, your eyes could be on, but your brain is gone.
Yeah.
And it happened to so many people. It happened to Dan.
Yeah, many times.
Oh, it happened to me
many
before.
times.
I really get the experience. Awesome. Yeah. So you had 2 support tracks on this trip. Yeah. So I mean, we are talking about the stories now, but let me take you back a little bit. Typically, what are you going to pack on these tracks, and what are your expectations of the track?
Expectation of the track must be able to take us in and then out.
So getting a track breakdown,
It wasn't part of the equation at all. And but look, in this life, there is fortune in every misfortune.
Yeah.
If something happens, immediately you throw your hands in despair, you blame yourself, you throw your hands in the air. But if you are calm and you read in between the lines, you see that ray of light that is going to give you. And so our cars broke down. The first car broke down. We had to do a makeshift seat in the van, which doesn't carry people. We had to go somewhere into a market in Sierra Leone, go and buy a seat, find a welder, weld the seat so that we can carry the people in the first car.
Extra people.
Extra people. And then that one also breaks down. Can you imagine? So,
You forgot one thing. We have to put the bike in the car.
yes, at some point, one of the Ducatis had a problem. Now we had to add one more bike to the people in the car. Like, it was a very messy situation. I'm like,
wow.
At that point, we're just living by the minute. Each minute and what it brings, we'll tackle it and then move on. So at the point, we're not going by any plan. It was bring yourself, let's see what we can do, and then let's continue.
Awesome.
Let me chip in something as well.
Yeah,
so
okay.
when the van broke down, right, in the middle of nowhere, everywhere was dark.
Yeah.
I had to fly a drone to give us light, so we could use that to fix the car. So in the night, when the drone goes up, it has a little
illuminates,
beneath it. So that's what we had to use for the mechanics to see what they are doing on the car.
DJI to the rescue.
DJI to the rescue.
Yeah. So it served as our floodlights.
Yeah. Also. Dan, Charlie, the stories, Charlie. Let them flow.
First story.
Mm-hmm.
We leave Accra.
Mm-hmm.
We get to Elubu border,
Mm-hmm.
and to the extent that people started getting comfortable,
Mm-hmm.
laying their jackets on the floor to sleep,
Mm-hmm.
should tell you something.
Yeah.
They wasted so much of our time. Like, we are West Africans
Mm-hmm.
crossing into another West African country, and they are scrutinizing us as though we're going to, bomb their country. We spend down, you become a slave.
Yeah.
And then now,
My eyes are open.
my packed. For me, I'll just be like once in a while. And and now we're back
because you
see into plantain.
the time what into plantain. The time what went so guys Ghana is an agriculture. Not went so guys Ghana is an agriculture. Not so when you guys I'm not Islam.
Balo, and I was like when you go down,
Guys I'm not Islam.
Balo, and I was like when you go down, was like they have the willingness, was like they have the willingness, like so into Abidjan later, just bad with to come and like so into Abidjan later, just bad with to come and eat before sleep. And then I was like pin my please Charlie. I said please Charlie. And
To so we were going to do polite.
so they do Prague.
So we were going to do polite
So they do Prague.
day, and I also the about me is when I'm available plant if I can. I didn't play into the answer. I want I'm a sign about me is when I'm available plant if I can. I didn't play into the answer. I want I'm a sign Baba.
Really?
No, but I said this.
They
They said the direction of the if we do it, take us to go. And no, I go. Do this when go say so in there, no go. I couldn't ride fast.
Yeah.
I got to a night crab. See the mission is so yeah, I get it.
That's right.
Yes.
Something that is it's just
Going through is I'm moving. What you are listening to United, you are in nice. It's an person. People have gone through that. We say knowing you need of told me talking about stuff, and I know they are going through a very very place. So talk to someone. Don't come out of it, and now you are changing.
so we get to Coast Jan. Came me up in because you have known that I was tired. We slept, woke up. Next morning we had to head to Man, also in Ivory Coast. That was about I think 400 kilometers away from. That was one of the greatest rides we did. Imagine the road from Abidjan to Man, good road throughout, and I'm talking about 3 lanes here, 3 lanes there. Good road. Like when I say good road, I mean good road. You accelerate that down. You go. So yeah, we got to Man. That day wasn't an eventful day.
Yeah.
We only stopped by the Basilica.
It's blinking.
The Basilica, the biggest church in the world.
Church,
We took a picture there, and then because the roads were opened, even though the bikes have told you that you have X number of kilometers for the fuel to finish, if you keep your accelerator open like that, the bike consumes more fuel.
Yeah.
And so at the point, the fuels were running out like nobody's business. And we didn't know if we are traveling in Ghana, we have an idea where the next fuel station is. At points, we will forget that we are traveling outside Ghana, and so we think that everything is the same.
Okay.
Forgetting that you don't know where you are. So at the point, I almost ran short of fuel.
Sure.
And so I called the road captain and told him that my fuel light is blinking. I don't know where next a fuel station is, but I've seen a fuel station. But I looked into my pocket, I only had CDs. I didn't have CFA to buy the fuel. Wow. I tried to talk to them. They said no, they will not take it. So I called Ahmed and I told him, Ahmed, my light is blinking. Only for me to get there now, they've all nicknamed me is blinking. And it was funny. So we got to Man, slept in Man. Very interesting. We met 2 European guys who were doing a tour also. And they blew my mind. They were on Transalps, Honda Transalps, two
Yeah,
of them,
the
two
new
friends.
No,
Not
the
the new
old
one,
one.
the
The
very
old
old
one.
one.
Oh, okay.
400X.
Yeah. They are friends who had contributed to buy the bikes.
Oh,
so
okay.
4 friends have contributed to buy 2 bikes. 2 ride it to Ghana, and then 2 fly to Ghana, come and ride it back to Europe.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we made them very interesting guys. When we go to the hotel, they were drinking their beer, they were cooling off.
Charlie.
So they saw us come, and they were very surprised that Ghanaians or Africans, for that matter, also did the kind of things that they were doing.
Yeah.
For me, that was a wake up call. I'm like, why should they be surprised that we're also doing what they are doing? I mean, this is a common thing. Why are they surprised? They were so surprised to know that we're also doing that.
Yeah, Muhi just joined on TikTok and he says hi.
Hi, Muhi. Hi, Muhi.
Muhideen. Yeah.
Yes. So we got to Man, slept. There wasn't much there. And then the next day, now we're heading into Liberia. Fortunately, I knew somebody in Liberia who was going to facilitate. Remember, the first border crossing had left a scar in our minds. And so when someone offered to help us cross into Liberia, we were so grateful. And thank you to him. His name is Khalil.
Yeah. Guys. Khalil, wherever you are. Yeah.
No,
Khalil what?
Khalil, I think Mohammed.
Khalil Mohammed in Sierra Leone.
In Liberia.
In Liberia. Charlie.
Him and his brother.
Yeah.
They drove about 6 hours to come and ensure that we had good passage.
Yeah.
And
wow.
yeah, Eddie, I don't think that I'll be able to ride or drive 6 hours to go and meet anybody.
No,
they did marvelous. I mean, they've taught me that people can.
That's
do
like
these
riding from here to like BA.
Quintuple.
Like
yeah,
BA.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And when we got to
Challenge the
Monrovia,
guys
he
there.
filled all our bikes and all our cars for us full.
Wow.
You can imagine.
Water was the following day.
Charlie.
Yeah, bought a lot of water for us the following day too.
God bless Khalil.
We are very grateful. Thank you for all these supports. I mean, continue to go to Tumakai, and we are also learning from it. We will also replicate same. And so we got into Monrovia. Our hotel was a very nice hotel. A hotel that was built on a lagoon.
Wow.
Yes, Ala Lagoon. Very nice hotel. Their food was good. And then in Liberia, they are speaking English, but you don't hear what they are saying.
No. I'm bro from a different.
Yeah,
Going,
English.
you say, oh,
Emma, man.
The
only thing here is Emma, man, and you don't hear that again.
You say,
And
oh,
so, even if you want to communicate, you have to write it on
Sometimes,
your phone and
yes.
show it to them. I'm like, hey, so it's English, but I can't hear what they are saying.
Yeah.
you can write what you want to say to them, but they will.
Let me say something.
pronounce it
Let me say
different.
something that will blow your mind. Okay, so I lived in Nigeria for 1 year.
Right.
And I mean that was very early in my education.
Right.
Okay. So and we're in the far north, and which is
Sokoto.
Sokoto State. In fact, we're not in Sokoto State itself.
We're in a
We're
village in Sokoto.
in a town called Benin Kebi. My dad was a lecturer, you know, and so we came back to Ghana. We came for an event, a family event, and my parents decided that my big brother and I should stay in Ghana. My aunt's house where we were living, there was a school opposite. I won't go into some of the details, but I'm reserving them for a time that I will properly sit down and share my life story.
Right.
You know, now I was in class 2 going to class 3.
Yeah.
When I came to Ghana, the teachers talk, I know they hear. Meanwhile, I was English, I was speaking.
Yeah.
But the accent
Yeah.
is so different that the Ghana accent, you know,
Yeah.
So
And it's just 1 year old.
yeah, so the teachers didn't know what to make of me. So they took me to KG.
Wow.
I was in KG for 1 term. Then they realized, I know there's no.
Yeah, beyond.
Yeah, I'm far beyond. Then they moved me on. You know.
Yeah. So when Liberia, and even though they were speaking English, it was so difficult to hear what they were saying. And another experience. Yes, I know Ghana we have redenominated, but and I think a lot of people should also do the redenomination.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to buy food and this is how much money you are holding.
Yeah, food and fuel.
Yeah. You change so much money. You change so much money to buy food
Yeah.
With
and
this
fuel
amount, yeah.
with this amount. Like it was mind blowing.
You know something? Sometimes I tell people, say, Masa, Ghanaians before travel.
Bro.
Yeah.
When you travel,
When you
appreciate Ghana
travel,
more.
if just fly to Nigeria, or take even car,
Bus.
Yeah.
bus, you know, first do your research, get your visa if you need a visa, and just go. You know, sometimes people they talk things. I'm like, Masa. People
Go
they
somewhere,
complain.
go somewhere, go
People
see.
they complain for radio top and things. I'm saying, Masa. Tell
But
it.
Eddie, the problem with that one too is that we shouldn't be comparing ourselves.
No.
to them.
No. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not condoning.
I mean, I get the two.
I'm not
I get the
condoning
two.
mediocrity.
We are okay, but we can also get better.
Yeah. I'm not condoning. I want the very best. I want Ghana to be like the best countries in the world. And I think Ghana we have a lot of potential.
Yeah,
you
this
know.
traveling has really opened our eyes to a lot of things. Ghana is really doing good,
Oh, yeah.
but we can get better.
We can get
shouldn't
far
get
better.
comfortable.
No, we can
with,
get far
things.
better.
So we enter.
We are still a bit behind.
We enter Monrovia.
Sorry, one last thing too. You know, on the Abidjan Yamoussoukro road,
Yeah.
right? So let's say when the road says 220 kilometers, so the further you go into the journey, it indicates your
The total number of kilometers.
Yeah.
So as you are going
telling
200, 190, and you are seeing the distance
The
you're
progress.
covering on the road.
Yeah.
So you know that okay, now you are closer to your final destination. That was what kept me.
It helps.
Yeah.
It really helps. On this trip, that thing really helps. When you know the total number of kilometers left.
Left to
Even
cover.
if you are tired, you know that, okay,
Yeah,
let me
getting
push
home.
through. I have just 100 kilometers to go.
Okay, so as an aside, right? What kind of GPS system did you guys use?
We relied on Google Maps largely. And then Ahmed had a certain one. Is it Waze?
Maps.me.
Maps.me.
Oh, okay.
We
And it
relied-
was very, very effective.
So that one
None,
helps in
none of you
offline.
use any of the Garmin systems because I know these GSs usually come with the Garmin.
My camera is a Garmin 360.
Okay.
So, but unless you start recording,
Yeah, that one it won't show.
yeah.
But you know these Garmin, BMW, Motorrad Garmin
Yeah.
units.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, those ones work whether there's signal or there's no signal.
the maps helped us largely. So we got into Guinea. Guinea is notorious.
Okay,
And
let's go into Guinea.
so
Let's go into Guinea. We've almost done an hour. Let's go into the
we
Guinea
moved from
story.
Monrovia, Sierra Leone. Someone who was supposed to have helped us at the border was the one who was actually ripping us off.
Oh,
It was very sad. At a point, the amount of money he was mentioning, one of the guys said, "No, this cannot be true. It doesn't make sense. Let's put this guy aside and let's go and do this thing ourselves." So I called everybody and said, "Look, what you are saying is good. We can leave him and go and do our own thing. But if we go and it is what he's saying, we are in trouble. If we go and it is not what he's saying, oh la la." They said, "Look, there's no way it's going to be what the guy is saying." So I said, "Okay, if we agree as a team, let's do as a team." And we go, and it's way cheaper than what the man was mentioning. And this is somebody who was supposed to have helped us. You know what? When he came, the first thing he said was, "Look, I've left everything I'm doing to come and assist you." And for me, that was a red flag.
yeah.
He kept saying that. And so when eventually it was proven that the guy was the one who was going to rip us off, I felt vindicated. I'm like, whoa. The guy came and told us that he was going to help us. No, he was coming to, like,
Show was shaggy.
yeah, the show was really shaggy.
Wow.
Anyway, we crossed into Sierra Leone.
We crossed into Guinea.
No, Sierra Leone.
Yes.
Sierra Leone before Guinea. Sierra Leone was where our woes started.
Oh, okay.
That was where the pickup broke down. And so we we're almost to our
From Bo.
We're almost at our hotel when they called that the pickup had broken down. And so we asked them, "How far back are you?" And they say they are over 200 kilometers behind us. Wow, that was a long journey. And so jokingly, some of the riders said, "Okay, those without gray hair should go back and go and help with the recording." I mean, I know it was jokingly, but they wanted to tell us that, look, we're the old men, we can't ride back again. That was when I started sleeping on my bike. That was when I'm like, we went back to go and help them, even though they got a pickup to a truck
to tow us.
to tow them. We needed to guard them with our lights and go ahead, tell them where there are potholes.
Yeah.
You go a little bit, the tow bar breaks, you have to refix it.
Again.
And eventually we got to Sierra Leone around 1 a.m.
2 a.m. It was
Around
like
2 a.m.
Getting to 3 a.m.
Oh, okay.
Pickup was broken down.
You mean the hotel?
The hotel. Also, again, they waited for us, served us food before they closed.
Nice.
In the morning, now we have an emergency at hand. Our pickup is broken down. Me, as the leader of the group, I said, look, it's okay. The occupants of the pickup, unfortunately, you have to return back home because your car is broken down. But the group didn't agree with me, and I'm not autocratic, and so I listened to them. Okay. But I felt vindicated at the end of the day. We still returned anyway because once your car is broken down, the journey has come to an end for you. So they said, look, let's go and buy seats. Let's fix the seats in the van. Let us put them in the van so we all go together. I said, okay, it's not a bad idea. Even though I know it's not going to be a lasting idea, we did that, carried them in the van until the van also broke down somewhere in Guinea. Yes, before we left for the Quintuple quest, I spoke to a lot of people who had used the route we were using already. Almost everybody warned me about Guinea. Okay. They said Guinea was tough. Guinea was going to test you. Guinea was going to challenge you. Guinea was going to do everything. And indeed, Guinea did everything. First was fuel shortage that hit us when we got into Guinea. Imagine doing a trip through Guinea. You get into Guinea and then there's no fuel. Eddie, once I heard there was no fuel in Guinea, I started recalibrating my mind. Like, fuel is what we need to travel. If there is no fuel, we are dead. Yeah. Literally. But fortunately, we got to a fuel station. The station owner saw us with Ghanaian plates. He knew that we were on a journey. There was a very long queue. He said they should serve us fuel. I mean, he did a lot for us, and I didn't take his name, but this is in Labe in Guinea. I'm super grateful to him for making us bypass that long queue to fill our tanks for us so we can continue our journey. Like, it made me have hope for humanity. Yeah. That people can read in between the lines. The man was able to tell clearly. He was sitting in his office. He knew that we are tourists, we are traveling, we needed help, and so he had to help us. And Ahmed was telling me that, look, there's this rule amongst the French people that help the traveler because they have a lot on their mind, on their head. The least you can do for them, do it for them to, cushion them a little bit.
Help the traveler because they have a lot on their mind.
Yeah, they have a lot on their mind.
We should all adapt that.
Yeah. Help the traveler because they have a lot on their mind. Eddie, what we're going through plus fuel shortage, I'm sure would have been something else. Big. Yeah.
Guinea is very big.
The man gave us fuel. That took us further. And then we shot fuel again. We went to another fuel station. They said they will only give us 10 liters per bike. We said, look, we don't have a choice. Give us the 10 liters and let's see what we can do. Yeah. So we were to end up at a place called Mamu. We ended up not going to Mamu because of the total number of kilometers left for the fuel. Sure. So we slept there. And then when day broke, we found our way. Guinea challenged us by every stretch. We had electricity issues. We had fuel issues. We had water issues. Guinea really challenged us.
Then the crossings and the falling down on the road.
So when Guinea challenged us going, we thought that was it. Not knowing Guinea was going to challenge us even more on our way back. Wow. Because now on our way back, we're not going to go through Sierra Leone, Liberia anymore. We're moving from Guinea straight to Ivory Coast. Oh, okay. That's where the real adventure began. Echo, come in.
All right, guys, before Echo comes in, as always, the show is very interactive. 020-468-4798. Usually we are 5 to 6, but we started a bit late, and the story is sweetening. The story is storing.
Yes, the story is storing.
And it is sweetening. So we'll continue for a bit. So I just want to hear your voice. If you have any questions, something that is on your mind, you want to ask Echo and Dan, which I have not done, you can
you just write
Echo and Dan, which I have not done. You can just type it in the comments. You can send us a WhatsApp. Our WhatsApp number is on the screen now. Or you can actually call into the show and ask them, Feely, they are here. Okay? All right, guys. Let's move on, Echo.
So one thing that really stuck with me on our return through
trip
Guinea, was we did 83 kilometers in 2 days.
83
kilometers in 2 days.
And that's a monko, baby.
So imagine how slow of a pace we were going. that shows the condition of the road.
Wow.
That was how bad the road was.
That's crazy.
So
Yeah.
if you are
Can't
doing
anti a crank, I'll wait my
oh, easy cry.
But 090 no major motor now.
That's the thing.
Guinea showed us. Guinea showed us a lot.
Yeah.
For me, riding that 1000cc bike really stretched me. So what I was there, and then Joseph, I don't know how the conversation started, but he just said, "Echo, you ride my bike." Oh. So for me, it was very playful. I took it as very playful.
Yeah.
Maybe in the morning he would change his mind again, right? So I didn't take it that serious. So in the morning, then he gave me the key, but I don't know whether he consulted Dan or
Yeah, so there's a background to this. So eventually we went through the dreaded Guinea, we got into Senegal. Yay. We wanted to do 5 countries. We've done 5 countries. So at that point, I wanted to take pressure off everybody. I said, look, we've been able to come to Senegal. We are in Dakar now. If for some reason you're unable to ride back, let us know. If you have an injury or something, because I knew some people had suffered injuries here and there, the drops here and there. We came along with spare riders. And at that point, Eko was not part of the spare riders that I was talking about. It was just the mechanics. If you think for some reason you can't do the journey back to Ghana, let us know. We'll make a plan for it. And for me, I knew Rosina was going to fly back. Then Charles, who was also riding a BMW, said, look, he had a swollen ankle. The swelling wasn't getting better. And so he thinks that he will also not ride back. He will fly back. So that's the 2 bikes taken care of. And then Joseph comes in and says that he won't also ride back. He wants Eko to ride his bike back. I said, okay, Eko didn't come on this trip as a rider. So if you want to give him your bike, go and pick that conversation up. Yeah, with him. And so Eko will tell us.
So for me, I took it playfully, right? So when he told me that I'll ride his bike, I was like, okay, in the morning here, he will change his mind and things like that. Morning came, and then he was serious about it. Then he started showing me things about the bike. He said, the key is very important. Start locking it. I was like, I might prepare for this. So immediately I had to recycle my mind and then like get in action mode. So I started processing a lot, like 1,000, almost close to 1,000cc bike. How am I going to handle it? And I was thinking through a lot, processing all these things.
Just hold that thought a minute. A lot of times, I mean, I follow a lot of adventurers or people who travel, bike trips and stuff like that. And a lot of people talk, I mean, even this conversation between these GSAs and these T7s, and a lot of people will swear by, smaller capacity bikes, as compared to the huge, big capacity bikes, And so I really get it, why you had that,
cold feet.
Yes,
So for me, right, a lot of times, mostly on my leisure time, right, I watch a lot of off-road videos. I watch a lot of how to do stuff on the bike. So everything that I did on the bike was just replaying whatever that I watched.
Okay.
So it was more like okay, testing few things. If it works, then we are good.
You're good to go.
So the first move with the bike, the bike is very powerful. Even first gear,
Charlie,
it wants to come up.
Yeah.
So and also I was a bit nervous because we were moving from
besides an expensive bike.
Exactly. We're moving from the city.
Yeah.
So the city is very busy. You need a lot of clutch work. You need a lot of balancing and then the weight and all that. And mind you, I had my laptop and then bag at the back of the bike, and then my camera equipment behind me. So I couldn't fall. I can't do anything.
You have to be careful.
Exactly. There's no way I have to fall or do anything. So these are the things that was going through my mind. Like, and then also, right, I had the confidence from the team members, and then Joseph said one thing to me that put me like
Gave you the
the
confidence.
game on. He said, Echo, but you've done trips across Africa.
Yeah.
So this should be easier.
Yeah.
You know, but I did a trip with a 200cc bike.
Yeah. Not the 1,000.
Yeah, but he didn't.
And also it's a Ducati.
So he didn't say with a 200cc.
Yeah.
So you've done this.
All right, guys. So there's a message, on our WhatsApp line 0204684798. This from Eben Kwashi. Now, Eben Kwashi, okay. So he says legendary Michael Echo Dawson. Hey, Michael. We didn't know that shot that came. You are saying,
Mike,
legendary Michael Echo Dawson and Almighty Dan, the moto checker. He says he salutes you guys. Eben, thanks for sending that in.
One of my few good friends. Always he kept checking in on me, like how is it going?
Okay.
How am I handling the bikes
and
everything?
Yeah. Awesome.
Big ups to Eben.
Awesome. I mean, I appreciate you a lot, for what you did on your own and what you did on this trip as well. Recently, some adventurers they are driving electric cars. Some small, tiny electric car. I don't know if you saw them on my IG and YouTube. And they are going to South Africa from Morocco to South Africa.
How are they charging the cars?
They use solar. Okay. So the car half nankasa is right? Now when you get into the car, right? There is a small seat like this. It's like racing car seat, like carbon fiber seat. There's just some small pad on it. There's no cushion like that. Carbon fiber, one seat. Then this side, it is
solar panels.
The solar panels, they are foldable, flat, specially made for them by a certain company.
The question is, how fast are those cars?
No, they limited their speed to I think 50 something. So they don't go more than 50 something.
Wow.
Then they don't also do more than 500 miles a day.
Okay.
Yes, so that's how they've planned their trip. Yes,
I mean planning is everything. Once you plan and you go by your plan, you'll be fine.
They don't do more than 500.
Yeah.
So that is what they are doing. They are going all the way to South Africa. Now, there's a gentleman who is part of their team. Okay, he's called Claudio Planta. So go and Google him. He's the one who did the long way down.
Oh, long way down
with Chris Bowman and yes. So
long way down.
Yes. So just so what you do? So he documents the trip and everything. So he's doing the same for this group. Okay. Yes. So I'll link you with him. I have his WhatsApp. I chat with him.
I'll be grateful.
Anywhere they touch in on their trip. I chat with him, so I'll link you.
Thank you.
You see what you guys can do together. Probably maybe some some trip like that.
Yeah. So one last thing that I want to say. So
yes.
So the beginning of me getting on the bike, right? It was a bit scary for me.
Yeah.
But as I got used to the bike, like I started now merging myself with the bike. That was when like everything started falling in place. That was when everything's okay now. Like I started handling the bike like I'm supposed to handle it.
Yeah.
So even though it took some few
and all that time it had a puncture or it was
yeah.
Wow.
So I didn't fall while riding. The only time that I dropped the bike was when I was parked.
Okay.
So let me put it out there like that.
Yeah. Right now the Ducati people can't give you one then you go use to do your next trip. Yes, awesome. So I just want to say hi to all the guys who are watching on TikTok. I know some guys are watching on YouTube, but I can't get their names right now. So we have Nati GH, we have Prince Asiedu, we have Lenin, we have Wasti GH, we have Muhyiddin. Muhi says he loves you guys.
I love him too.
Abnana Kwame, Charlie. You guys, you do all. Thank you so much for joining this live session. We are with Daniel and Eko talking about the Quintuple Quest.
Absolutely.
Quintuple Quest. Awesome trip. In Ghana, we say travel and see. Yes. And we are encouraging everybody by this, what they've done, for you to travel and see. Gentlemen, your final words. Before that, Dan, I see you are decorating our studio with some things. Can you tell us about that? Yeah. Yeah, so he brought his medals to show you.
I end it with a lot of sweat,
Mhm.
a lot of falls, a lot of beats, a
Yeah.
lot of swimming with bikes.
Yeah.
So, I am proud showing it.
Mhm.
I have done so on the medal. You see 5 stars on the medal.
You've done 5 trips.
5 trips, yes, from 2021 to 2025, and I'm sure by 2026. No, 2020, maybe 29.
So every year you're going
I'll
to
have
do one.
all the medals are going to settle.
So you won't have enough
The
space.
stars, I'll not have space.
Probably you have like 10, 15,
I'll be
20
carrying
medals.
20 medals like that.
And you have a plaque as
Yeah.
well.
So, Eddie, we got lost. Google Maps did its thing. We got very lost somewhere in Guinea. And then we called on some people. We just, look, it says 50 kilometers to the next border, but we didn't have enough fuel for that. We didn't know where we were going. It didn't look like we were. You know, when you are traveling and you're about meeting a town, you can see signs. But we didn't see those signs. And so we knew that it wasn't going to be an easy thing. And we were very tired. It was late in the night. We didn't have food. Our water was finished. So we just pulled up onto a certain compound. And then 2 gentlemen walks to us. And then they ask us, how may we help you? For me, when people are riding motorbikes, loud exhaust pipes like this, and it's not 1 or 2, but 5 motorbikes, when they appear like that, people usually run away.
Yeah.
But these people actually approached us and asked us how they may help us. Fortunately, our lead rider speaks French, and he told them that, look, we need help. We just want a place to sleep. We are on a journey, but we are lost, and we just want a place to lay our heads. We'll continue our journey tomorrow. Eddie, the most hospitable people ever. Immediately, they put 2 mats down, laid 2 mats down for us, give us, you like granite. They were roasting granite fresh. They gave us fresh granite. They give us orange, the sweetest orange I've had. Small, but very sweet. They give us tea, attire. Eddie, they cooked for us at 11 a.m.
11 p.m.
Sorry, 11 p.m. They cooked food for us at that time.
Wow.
I mean, like, the hospitality was at a different level. For people that we don't know from anywhere, their kind of hospitality they rendered to us was mind-blowing. And this village is in Guinea.
Wow.
It's called Yaraulena.
Yaraulena.
There's no mosquitoes.
I mean, it's cold, so mosquitoes will not survive. And so the next day, we didn't know what to give them. The shirts we wore, we autographed those shirts and then gave the shirts to them. They were really helpful too. So Guinea helped us twice at very crucial times. When our fuel was finished and then when we needed a place to sleep. And we are grateful to those people.
I hope they get to see this video. I hope
for
they get
me,
to see
gratitude,
this video.
I used to say that
Gratitude
is a must.
Very
But
important.
Someone told me that gratitude is obligatory. So when people do things for you, you are obliged.
Of course.
Thank you to them. And so to all the
even
people,
Jesus Christ himself. Even Jesus Christ himself, he gave several examples of that. So that's one there. Me, I don't take that lightly at all.
Gratitude is obligatory to all the people who helped us and make sure the Quintuple Quest became a thing. We are really grateful to them. And to all our sponsors. But for the sponsors, I don't know how.
We should give them shout outs.
We have, you started counting already. We have Mount Water. They give us water throughout. We have Judy Foods. They give us snacks. We have Fast Lane Logistics. They give us their pickup. We have David Adumakun. David Adumakun is a rider and also give us his van to use. We are grateful to him also. We have some individuals give us money. They don't want their names mentioned, but if they are hearing me, we are grateful to them for all the things that they did for us.
Awesome.
Remind me of some of the sponsors. We have Lemef Electricals, proper quality British electrical supplies. We have What's Poppin'. What's Poppin' is an app. They are on Google Play Store now. They are now coming onto Apple. It's a social media platform where, for instance, if I own a pub or a lounge, I can go onto the place and then load what is going on at my place. So if you're at home and you want a place to go and chill, you just go onto the app and then you will know where it's popping. That's why they're called
What's popping.
We have Totachi. Totachi give us
Totachi.
fuel. They also give us cash. They give us oil for our bikes. It's Japanese. It's a Japanese brand.
Yeah.
And you know, as our loyalty to Japan, until them do us part. So running Japanese oils in our engine was quite easy a thing to do. We knew Japan was never going to let us down, and we are grateful to all our sponsors. Awesome. Nabita Hospital, they give us medical supplies for our first aid. Family Health Hospital also give us first aid. NK Salem Foundation, they do a lot. NK Salem Foundation does, and
everything.
Yes, they also assisted us with medical supplies. You know, on these journeys, things can happen, and so usually, we didn't take anything medical for granted. And so we are super grateful to all our sponsors.
Awesome.
For making the Quintuple Quest a real quest.
All right, guys. So if you supported the AIS team on the Quintuple Quest, we just want to say thank you, and your good works will bring good things to you. Dan, the plaque, no. Make you tell us about that plaque.
So this plaque, like I said, I ended with sweat, tears, and everything.
That's Daniel's plaque. Yes. let me take this off so I can see it well.
Echo doesn't have a plaque yet.
Echo doesn't have a plaque.
I'm thinking of doing a plaque for Echo because he didn't go as a rider, and so he didn't get a plaque. But for what he did, I mean, he deserves a plaque.
So I can see the stars. The 5 stars. 5-star general.
5-star general.
Awesome stars. So all the guys that went have this has a plaque of trips they've done.
Yes.
Yeah. So Rosina is the only lady.
Yeah.
Rosina is the only lady who went with them.
Yes.
So no, a 3-star general.
3-star general.
Okay. So Mumufi more 8 stars.
Yeah.
Hey. Family domination, right? Guys, has been a great. Your final words, Daniel.
Travel and see. You travel and you appreciate your country more. That's not to say that we are settling for mediocrity, but our country is at a certain pedestal, and instead of criticizing our country all the time, let us be moderate in our criticism. Our country stands very well in West Africa. We can get better.
We should get better.
The sky is always the limit. Yes.
Echo.
You know, so for me, right, the weirdest thing that happened to me on the trip when we were in Guinea was in Guinea I was craving for fufu. I was craving for fufu so like badly. You know, I think I told that about it. I was like, hey, the way I'm tired.
You are at the place where any water is an issue.
I remember back in the day, you know, doing a bit of schooling in Western region, and our school was almost on the beach, you know. And when you go to town to go eat fufu, it's like they use seawater to do the fufu and chinepa. And you know those places, their water is salty. Although it's not seawater, it's salty. You know,
And so you know when you travel and you meet people, like right now we live in a world where when someone does good for you, you tend to question the goodness of people. That is odd, you know.
It should be a norm.
Exactly, it should be the opposite rather.
Yeah.
You know, so we met people who were amazingly good to us. Even at the Guinea border, we met officers who were eating rice with groundnut soup, and then we joined them to eat. You know, and they added more, and then we gave them water, give them certain items that we had. You know, you meet a lot of wonderful people on the way. And me as a photographer, right? So in Guinea, I did a lot of photography there. Labig, Kundara. I did a lot of photography there. When you put a camera on these people, right, they even thank you after you have taken the shot of them. You know?
These are not even pictures they are going to get.
Possibly, you know. So yeah, you know.
One day they will see themselves on the internet.
They are,
People show a lot of
and
gratitude.
you get to see the culture. You know, the cultural essence of people, their dressing style, and especially in Senegal, right? They are very colorful. like their style of dressing is very colorful. I did a few shots of matching clothes. If it's orange, you wouldn't see orange and let's say green. They're wearing orange. You know?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
their style of building. So I observed a lot. You know, so these things are helping me shape my mindset about it makes me question certain things like how do countries develop their style of building. You know, in Senegal their style of building is similar to the Middle East, which they have flat rooftops and then a lot of mosque. So but in Ghana our style is different. So where is the influence coming from? You know, so you get to enlighten yourself, ask yourself these things, you know. So
I think that the Muslim or countries that are Islamic have styles like that.
Yeah,
The Middle
yeah,
East
because they
style.
travel to, so they import the culture. Awesome. Also, I'm sure they have other advantages as well. Probably maybe cooling and a whole lot of other things.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely there'll be. We
But
didn't
it's
stay there long
interesting.
enough to
to learn all these things.
yeah.
and then also one thing that I also observed is you know there's a lot of horse and then carts in Senegal. So this made me realize that okay, so it means that there was a lot of war heads back then. So because now to own a horse, either it has been passed down to you from generation to generation. So when you trace it, it means that there were a lot of warheads in their tribes and all that, you know. So you get to understand these cultural differences in these countries, and they have a lot of baobab trees.
Baobab
Yeah,
trees.
a lot. you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Those of us in the south, a lot of us haven't seen baobab tree. I have seen baobab tree in the north anyway. Yeah, Tamale, Wa, and all those places. Yes.
And the funny thing is, our baobab tree is different from theirs in terms of the species.
Okay.
So it's different. And then the West African baobab tree is also different from what is in Madagascar and all those things. You know? So after this,
a proper adventurer.
I read on these things and I understood like certain things.
Awesome. Guys, I really appreciate you spending the time. You've gone on this very torturous adventure.
You're right.
That's the right word.
And when you came back, you decided not to just sleep for 2 months, but you made yourself available. People went on some DB trip B and came back and they can be to us. Yes, yeah. So I really appreciate you taking your time and effort to come and talk about the trip.
Thank you.
And I hope that all the people that watched on YouTube and TikTok, guys, on Facebook, so sorry, Facebook just didn't want to play game with me. I have to go and check my settings, you know, so that next time I can bring you along. But you can watch on YouTube, okay? Because it's going to stay on YouTube as well. I just want to say thank you guys. Guys, now for all of you that watched, okay, thank you. Yeah, so many wonderful videos we have right here on the Ryde channel. So after you've watched this, you can watch some of the other conversations with Echo, several with Daniel, and also with all the other things talking about cars and motorcycles and mobility in general. I just want to say thank you. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment, and also go to our website www.ridechannel.com. Thank you and bye for now.
You know the funny thing.
Burning engines, burning rubber, here we go. Right channel, where the passion starts to flow.